Tonight on TV2 News, a former Kent State Florence student shares her perspective on the deadly coronavirus overseas. We have her firsthand account you won't see anywhere else.
Then Ohio police officers break into the wrong home after receiving a report of a burglary. See what the couple has to say about this incident.
With all the snow we've been having here recently, what are the chances that we could be seeing some warmer weather this weekend?
And later, a community in mourning. Just one day after the deadly shooting at the Molson Coors complex in Milwaukee, and one local company is showing their support. TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
The National Weather Service issued a special weather statement for portions of Northeast Ohio, including Portage County. Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. I'm Jenna Borthwick.
And I'm Clay O'Neill. That's right. The National Weather Service says a strong burst of snow is expected tonight across north and central Ohio.
Michael, what can we expect with the incoming snow?
Thank you, Clay and Jenna. So the weather is going to be picking up a lot tonight. We have been having a lot of snow here recently, but then overnight we'll be seeing a pretty large burst of even more snow. So just if you're driving out there on the highway, be careful, take it slow, because the visibility is going to be as low as a quarter of a mile. So please be as cautious as you can, because this is going to be very dangerous out there tonight. So how's it looking right now? So currently right now it's looking at 24 degrees. However, the wind chill is very cold, so that's going to drop to 11 and even like 8 degrees later tonight. So just be careful out there. And as we look at the weather for this evening, as you'll notice, the temperatures will drop here slightly. It will go down to 22 degrees, and the skies will clear a little bit here, but there is that chance of a huge burst of snow tonight, like I mentioned earlier. Just because the snow just might be going away a little bit here, that doesn't mean it's good for sure. That is. And as we look at the overnight, like I just mentioned, we will be seeing a lot of snow, and the visibility is going to drop by a lot. So please, when you're out there on the roads, take it slow. It's going to be very dangerous, and the visibility is going to be very low. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Michael. As winds begin to speed up and hit Lake Erie's coastline, the choppy waters could be seeing 10-foot waves or more. Earlier today, the National Weather Service issued a gale warning across the entire lake. They say that the hazardous waves could capsize or damage vessels and even reduce visibility. The National Weather Service is also urging Marines to take caution, as winds could reach 30 to 40 knots. Kent State is set to launch its 2020 master plan this upcoming summer. The plan consists of 3 phases and will cost over $1 billion to complete. Each phase is set to last around 2 to 3 years, and the entire project is expected to be finished by 2027. The master plan includes a Main Street parking deck, a new College of Business building, renovations to Whitehall, and more green space throughout the front of campus. The man accused of stalking Kent State sorority houses is now being electronically monitored rather than being on house arrest. 44-year-old Stephen Franzred is the man Kent State police say was caught on camera touching himself on the porches of sorority houses. He was arrested on multiple charges, including 2 counts of menacing by stalking and 2 counts of public indecency. The man has been out of jail on a $50,000 bond since October 18th.
Well, the final inmate who escaped the Stark County Correctional Center has been captured. 24-year-old Vincent Blank was found hiding out in a Canton home and was arrested and taken to the Stark County Jail. He was captured by the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force and the Stark County Sheriff's Office. Blank was one of 5 inmates who escaped the facility through a broken first-floor window earlier this month. And now switching gears to updates on the coronavirus, the Dow Jones plummeted for its single worst closing ever today due to fears over the virus. Fears remain high across the global economy, but tonight major concern for students studying abroad in Italy, where cases of the virus continue to rise by the day. Our Maddie Haberberger breaks down the decision to keep Kent State students in Italy while other colleges around the U.S. decide to pull their students out. Technical difficulties, will hopefully come back to that. But staying in Italy, Florence's Chief Officer of Prevention for Health says there is no reason for tourists or visitors of the city to leave. He says people should take extra precaution but should not have any fear.
We try to find the balance between the preoccupation and the right information. To tell the people they mustn't have so much fear, but of course they must be careful to have everything what's important for prevention. Yes, we have in Florence much of tourists, and some of them want to go away, but there are no reason for this.
While there are no current cases of COVID-19 in Ohio, Governor Mike DeWine outlined the state's plan in case the virus spreads. One step of his plan includes increasing disinfectants in the departments of rehabilitation, corrections, and youth services. DeWine is urging schools to recommend the flu shot and stop any travel to countries like China and South Korea.
Now to California, where a coronavirus patient is the first believed person in the U.S. to contract the virus from an unknown exposure. The U.S. now has a confirmed 60 cases of the virus, but this specific patient has no previous exposure chain like the rest of them do. To make matters worse, the CDC says the patient was not tested for the virus for 4 days after showing symptoms. The CDC says it could be due to what is known as community spread, but won't know for sure for at least a couple of days.
And on the federal level, President Trump appointed Vice President Mike Pence to lead the government's response. This comes after the CDC disclosed a new case of the coronavirus in California, which could indicate it is spreading throughout the general population. The Trump administration asked for $2.5 billion in funding to fight the virus, but lawmakers seem open to offering more.
Now bringing things closer to home, Summit County METROPARKS is asking voters to increase the countywide tax supporting the park district. This comes after a dramatic growth in land over the past 15 years. On March 17th, voters will decide to increase the existing property tax, which would add just over $1.50 to a $100,000 home. The length of it will also increase from 7 years to 9 years. The levy accounts for 90% of funding that goes to the parks, the rest coming from grants.
The tire company Goodyear is taking a step in a new direction with the shoe brand Skechers. The collaboration features Goodyear performance outsoles designed for durability and long-lasting wear. The shoes contain a special polymer including soybean oil, which is used in the company's tires. Current styles include 3 different running shoes. However, they will expand to athletic, lifestyle, trail and work footwear through 2020. And Kalahari is the first fully certified sensory-friendly resort in the Midwest. They recently teamed up with the nonprofit organization Sensory City in order to help with children's disabilities and focus on sensory needs. They created a room with soft lighting and seating, including beanbags and other sensory items. The resort also provides sensory kits at the front desk, which include a communication board, noise-canceling headphones, and fidget toys.
A Cleveland pastor who is facing charges for a human trafficking investigation is being held tonight on a $100,000 bond. 64-year-old Randolph Brown made his first court appearance earlier this morning. He's being charged with 2 counts of compelling prostitution. 21-year-old Joyce Rimmons is also being charged in this case with 2 counts of trafficking in persons and 3 counts of compelling prostitution. Both pled not guilty to charges against them and are set to appear back in court March 3rd.
Still ahead, Panera Bread is rolling out a new program which could have taking your coffee needs to somewhere else other than Dunkin' or Starbucks.
With all the snow we'll be seeing here tonight, will it clear up in time for some warm weather this weekend? Find out my full forecast.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. Planting seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic.
To change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall.
And make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first little thing that helps to change a life.
People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Welcome back. The Ohio State Senate approved a resolution calling the U.S. Congress to permanently put the country on daylight savings time. The resolution is one of several approved recently by state legislators working to pass the Sunshine Act of 2019. President Trump tweeted last year that he was also in favor of the idea. Ohio senators say the time changes in the fall and spring can lead to health issues, workplace injuries, and car accidents. The resolution goes to the Ohio House next.
Republican lawmakers in Ohio are sponsoring a bill that would ban transgender females from competing in women's high school and college sports. The legislation introduced yesterday would require male and female sports teams to be based on their biological sex. The bill would apply to all public schools and colleges. It would also include any private schools or colleges that are members of a state or national athletic organization.
The U.S. House passed an anti-lynching bill today. The move comes over 100 years after the first bill to criminalize lynching was first introduced. The bill passed overwhelmingly with a 410-4 majority. A similar bill passed the Senate in 2018. Now the two bills must come together before it heads to President Trump's desk for approval.
The Cleveland Clinic announced that a new Mentor Hospital facility is expected to open next year. Information on the facility was released yesterday during the State of the Clinic presentation from CEO and President Tom Mihaljevic. According to reports, the Mentor Hospital will feature a flexible design that will help and aid patients. The opening for the hospital is planned for the year 2021. However, a specific date has not been set. A Cleveland Clinic doctor is one of 5 people dead due to the flu in Cuyahoga County. 60-year-old Dr. David Taylor was a doctor at the clinic for 19 years. Cleveland Clinic issued a statement showing their sadness and appreciation for Taylor. The Board of Health says Cuyahoga County has had 14 fatalities due to the virus this season.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee announced today a bill that would allow citizens of his state to carry a handgun without a permit. The governor says citizens over the age of 21 would be able to carry a handgun everywhere in the state with the exception of some restricted areas. Lee also says the bill would increase penalties for those who steal or carry a firearm unlawfully.
Today, I'm announcing that we will be joining 16 other states in this nation by introducing a constitutional carry law in the state of Tennessee. This law would extend the constitutional right to carry a handgun to all law-abiding citizens with or without a permit who are 21 and older, except in restricted areas.
No comment yet from Tennessee state legislators tonight on the new proposed bill. Now switching over to Wisconsin, a Wisconsin community is mourning today after a man killed multiple people in the most recent mass shooting in America. An employee of Miller Coors opened fire and killed 5 people yesterday before taking his own life. All 5 people who were killed worked for the company. The company's CEO expressed deep sadness and said the most important thing to do at this time is to support each other. In addition, the company will be donating T-shirts to Molson Coors employees as a show of support. And a former University of Michigan wrestler is coming forward tonight after he says he blew the whistle on a former university physician who sexually assaulted athletes. Ted DeLuca says he wrote a 9-page letter to university officials about the inappropriate behavior of former university doctor Robert Anderson. DeLuca was then dismissed from his team after reporting the doctor.
Everybody who was abused by this doctor, the doctor everyone knew was doing this, was abusing athletes and students, should speak up and let everyone know they will not be ignored. It has to stop.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday evening here. So how's the weather going to be looking? Here in northeastern Ohio, you will notice that the temperatures are going to be about mid-20s all across northeast Ohio here. 25 up here in Cleveland, slightly warmer at 26 in Canton, but not much of a difference all across northeast Ohio here. Then as we move out, you will notice that the temperatures are going to vary a little bit more. It's going to be pretty much still mid-20s here across the state. However, pretty big difference between Akron and Cincinnati, 26 in Akron here and 35 down here in Cincinnati, so a pretty drastic difference. Then as we look at the 7-day forecast here, there is going to be some nice weather, so that's really good to see. Like we mentioned earlier, there will be snow for today and later tonight, but then luckily as we move into tomorrow morning, Friday here, the snow's going to clear up, but it will be a little bit cloudy, still going to be chilly at 25. However, this weekend is looking very nice, 51 on Sunday, so the clouds are going to go away a little bit here, and then we will be seeing some sun, which is always great. So one thing you may have noticed is that the temperatures are getting more consistently in the like mid to high 40s, low 50s, which is really great to see. And unfortunately, that sun will go away here, and we'll be seeing rain towards the end of the week, but at least the temperatures will be up. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Michael. Canada's federal government confirmed that it will stop paying for security for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Royal Canadian Mounted Police have been providing assistance to Meghan and Harry since their arrival to the country in November. The couple will formally step down as senior royals on March 31st. They will no longer carry out duties on the behalf of the Queen, but this will be reviewed after 12 months.
Now from childhood star to pop star to actress to now detective. Over the weekend, Selena Gomez was in Chicago where her and a group of people worked to solve a cold case from the 1980s. Gomez and her mother attended CrimeCon's Crowd Solve and solved the 1981 murder of Kurt Sova. The family of Sova thanked Gomez and the rest of the attendees for bringing peace to their family.
JCPenney is set to close 6 stores after the company experienced a drastic fall in sales. The retailer announced their sales decreased by 5.6% during the company's last fiscal year. Closures are not new for JCPenney. The company has closed 200 stores in the last 5 years. Experts say big box stores like Walmart and online retailers like Amazon are partially to blame for JCPenney's struggles.
An Ohio Police Department was called to a home about a burglary. However, the man who officers ended up confronting was a different homeowner. Shannon Linton reports on how the mistake happened.
Home Sweet Home took on a very different meaning for Jeff Logan and Misty Markham last Wednesday night at their house along 6th Street in Portsmouth. Logan says they were both sitting on the couch when they heard a pounding on the door and then someone yell, "Portsmouth Police." The police, with weapons drawn, were responding to a burglary in progress call.
This is my house. I was like, there's no burglary. I was like, you can look at the pictures all over the walls.
They wouldn't listen to us until finally they came out that it was the wrong address, and then they just walked away. But it takes your peace of mind that those were the cops.
Whenever we get a call like that, that is protocol that you go in with your weapon out. Now, as far as what happened inside, we do not have video inside.
A call summary report obtained by 13 News states the officers went to the wrong house, adding that officers apologized at the scene for the mistake.
It was an accident. My officers have been counseled on that. They have been told to verify if they're unsure of an address, and I do apologize to those subjects for having to endure that.
The house that they got the call for, they're there 10 times a week. I just don't understand how they could confuse the addresses. You know, they're a regular customer.
Interim Police Chief Debbie Brewer says the job her officers do require them to make split decisions every day, and that luckily this one turned out with everyone unharmed. As for Logan, he says he's not sure whether he'll take any further action on their disrupted evening at home. In Portsmouth, I'm Shannon Litton, 13 News, working for you.
And how Panera is enticing customers with a new way of pricing. You won't want to miss it.
Several basketball games were in action last night. Stay tuned to find out how the Cavs and our women's basketball team performed.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes. I mean,
Right?
like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, yeah, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
Wizard, roll for deceasedness.
My Dark Wizard casts Super Fireball.
The wizard has only rolled an 8.
What? This is garbage! Spell.
No way a roll like that doesn't hit a level 1
I
goblin.
have
Are you
7.
serious? You gotta be
Oh
kidding
my
me.
god!
I
What
have
is
surgery. It's
going
just a baby
on?
goblin.
Cease your quarreling, children.
What?
What are you doing, you crazy monster?
Nanny?
Oh my
What?
You should stop being nerds and playing D&D and be nerds and watch All Systems Go Wednesdays at 9, where we talk everything from movies, games, to anime and more.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Go watch All Systems Go.
Early in the show, we had some technical difficulties with one of our stories, so we're going to head back there now. We have Maddie Happenberger's exclusive story on a former Kent State student's experience with the coronavirus. Here is Maddie. Trouble with that story, as you can see, so I'm going to throw it on over to sports now.
Sports Report.
Hi, my name is Ian Herrmann. Lots of action going on in Cleveland, but first, let's see how our women's basketball team performed last night. We'll pick it up here early. Lindsay Thal at the top of the three. She drains it there. She had 11 points on the night, 1 of 3 flashes in double figures. Later on, Thal with the ball. Now she'll give it to Megan Carter, who dribbles up, passes it to Asia Dingle, who drives in, passes it to a cutting Katie Shumate. She gets the layup. Zips forced to call a timeout there after the nice ball movement. Asia with the ball now. She dribbles in. Thal gets open, cuts, makes a nice left-handed layup there. Asia Dingle led all scores with 18 points. Flashes win big, 68-50. The Kent State men's track and field team will travel down the road to Akron University to compete for a conference title in the 2020 MAC Indoor Track and Field Championships. The events will be over a 2-day period beginning tomorrow, the 28th, and ending on the 29th. Competition will begin at 11 a.m. starting with the 60-meter hurdles and ending at 6:55 p.m. with the distance medley relay. On Saturday, events will kick off at 10 a.m. with the 60-meter hurdles and ending with the 4x400-meter relay at 4:45 p.m. with the awards to follow up after. Points will be awarded to the top 6 competitors in each event. And last night, Philly headed to Cleveland, and this man right here, Colin Sexton, with a huge night. We'll pick it up in the third quarter. Tristan Thompson finds Colin Sexton, who drives in, shoots over Al Horford, misses, but Thompson with a huge dunk there. Cavs up big. will pick it up later in the third. Darius Garland with the ball, passes to Thompson, who finds Kevin Love, who makes a dribble, shoots it, and drains the three there. Now late in the third, Sexton driving in, passes it to Larry Nance, who passes it right back. Sexton has a wide open shot, and he nails it there as well. Now in the fourth, Sexton with the ball, dribbles, he steps back, and he nails the fadeaway. He had a team high, led both teams with 28 points. Now a couple minutes later, Josh Richardson carrying the ball, he jumps, runs into Deli, gets the and one, but Deli not happy here, thought it shouldn't have been a foul. Now, several minutes later, Sexton with the ball, goes in, moves, step back, and he hits that layup. Huge game for him, and the Sixers take a timeout. Now a minute and a half left in the game. Thompson doubled here, but he finds Larry Nance Jr. in the middle, who finds Kevin Love, who passes it back to Nance. They fumble it, but Love picks up the ball, and he drills the three to end it. Big win for the Cavs. They win 108-94 against the struggling 76ers on the road. And now Indians pitcher Emmanuel Clase will miss the next 8 to 12 weeks with a back injury. Clase was supposed to be a top reliever for the club after the team traded away star pitcher Corey Kluber to the Texas Rangers. Pitcher Mike Clevenger was sidelined with the same injury last season that left him out for 8 weeks. Clase throws in the upper 100s and posted a 2.31 ERA last season. That's all we have for sports today. Back to you guys at the desk.
There's a subscription service for about everything nowadays, and now coffee is no exception. Starting Thursday, Panera customers will be able to drink as much coffee and tea as they want for $8.99 a month. Panera's CEO said the company hopes offering the drinks for such a cheap price will encourage those same customers to spend more on food. You might be able to catch me there. I think I'm a very avid coffee lover, so $8.99 for a full month.
See, I'm like once a week, so it really won't do too much for me, but it is a good idea.
It is a good idea. It's definitely different.
I know. Starbucks charges you like $5 for like one cup. So
I know.
feel like if you go twice to Panera, you're already getting the better deal.
It's definitely worth it.
That's true.
Well, what's the weather looking like? Coffee, tea, what kind of weather?
Hey, it might be a good time to get some coffee this weekend because the weather's looking very nice. So other than that burst of snow we'll be getting overnight here, and the visibility being pretty low over the this Thursday. Just drive carefully, but luckily the snow will clear up and we'll be seeing some sun this weekend, which is really awesome. It's still going to be chilly on Saturday, but that will surprisingly jump all the way up to that 51 on Sunday, which is really awesome to see, you guys.
Perfect. Well, thanks. That's all we have time for this Thursday evening. Thanks for being with us and catching all of your local and national news.
And we apologize for the technical difficulties with Maddie Haberberger's story tonight, but you can find her story on KentWire.com. I'm Jenna Borthwick.
And I'm Clay O'Neill. Have a great night, Portage County, and make sure to watch the agenda tonight at 9.
It's not my first time bartending, so.
It's a sausage party in here.
It's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing, last thing.
Yeah.
Is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to.
What?
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.